Hi, everyone. We have Kenny Maurer on the phone, or on the video, excuse me. Kenny, how are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
for
you so
having me.
much for taking the time. I know you have a busy schedule.
No, this worked out great. I look forward to it. Thank you.
Okay, so for those very few people that maybe haven't seen your face on TV or don't know anything about you, can you give us a quick rundown of your backstory?
Well, I graduated from University of Minnesota. I played baseball on I was on a scholarship at the University of Minnesota, but I had affiliated myself or gotten involved with refereeing at a very young age when I was 18 years old. So my dad did it, but I used to watch professional college basketball. I became enthralled with the idea of maybe doing something not just till I'm 30 or 35, but the rest of my life. So I started refereeing when I was 18, and I was doing pro ball when I was 24. I got hired in the NBA when I was 30, and I'm in my 31st year as a professional referee in the National Basketball Association, and I travel around the country refereeing the best athletes in the world, and I enjoy what I do very much.
Well, you do an excellent job. It's always fun to watch you.
Well, I think what I try to tell people is I try hard. I've learned a lot. I learned it's not just getting plays right; it's dealing with people, and I've learned a lot. But I haven't worked that perfect game yet. So when I do, I'm going to leave. But I don't think it's coming real soon.
Yeah, there you go. And we were connected from a mutual friend, and one of the reasons being is you and your wife have another passion that you've started another business that you've been running. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, you're right. I've been into. I minored in health at the University of Minnesota when I was in college. So I've always been into health and fitness, and I'm an athlete, and of course refereeing and dealing with other professional athletes. So I've always been into it. But it's kind of, I don't want to say taking a segue, but it's kind of, I think I've been more enthralled with the idea of, or more informed with the idea of, there's many aspects of fitness, and what you put in your body is the most important aspect of fitness. And these fitness people and these fitness trainers and these fitness, gurus, it's almost to the point now where if they don't address the most important thing with fitness, which is what we're putting in our body, I almost look at them and go, you're really missing out here. So a few years ago, like I said, I've always been interested in health and fitness. I've always tried to eat healthy. It's very difficult when you're on the road. But I married my wife 9 years ago, and she's very health orientated. And we just together kind of enjoy a lifestyle where we care very much about what we eat, what we put in our body. And when you accompany that with the idea of working out and exercising and trying to stay fit, it just makes for a healthy lifestyle. In fact, I don't even think that you can do one without the other anymore. People that work out and don't eat right are missing the boat. People who eat right and don't work out, it's like, so I became extremely interested in what goes in my body, the GMOs and the glutens and the preservatives and stuff. And that's what started me with starting my own company, which has been about 5 years in progress now, and it's just starting to take off. I'm real proud of it because I believe in what I'm doing.
That's fantastic. That's a great story. And a question that we get so often, both at Fitness Professional Online and then just as fitness professionals in general, is traveling. I have a healthy lifestyle at home. I'm able to control those variables. But then when I'm traveling for business or pleasure, everything seems to go to the wayside. So what would you say? What would you say to people that are watching this and saying, "Hey, look, I have clients traveling all the time"?
Well, you are absolutely 100% correct. When I'm home, and again, I love talking about my wife. It's nice to be in love with somebody who also happens to be a very, very good cook.
Yeah.
So we eat nothing but organic. We lay off the preservatives. We lay off the glutens. We read different articles on different people that know a heck of a lot more than we do, and what's healthy, and the oils and the things to cook with, and my wife Danny's excellent at that. So when I'm home, you're right. I eat wonderfully. The food that I eat, what I put in my body, I look forward to coming home to eat. But when you're on the road, oh boy, you are so right. I spend as much as 25 to 26 days a month on the road.
Wow.
So I'm eating in hotels, I'm eating in airports, I'm eating hotels, I'm eating in airports, I'm eating in hotels. and they're starting to get acclimated to what's going on here. But let's face it, the almighty, it's all about the almighty dollar. What sells? And the candy bars and the sugar and the pops and the sodas and all that, they sell. But people are starting to become more educated. But in the airports, it's so difficult to get something that's gluten-free. They look at me like I got a hole in the middle of my head. And what's non-GMO? People have no idea what genetically modified organism means. And so, you know, I lay off sugar. I've been sugar-free and gluten-free for 2 years. And so it's very difficult. You are so right. But I try to get salads, and I try to get chickens, and there's different restaurants in each city that I frequent that are interested in organic foods, or interested in vegan foods, or interested in healthy foods. And I that's where I go. And some hotels are better than others, and some airports are better than others. And we find them, and it's actually fun to try to find and try to create different avenues upon which to stay healthy and eat the right foods. But you are so right. It is so difficult. But believe me, it's getting better. People are starting to get it. They're starting to get it.
Yeah, no, it's great to see. And my wife is also gluten intolerant, so she actually has an allergy to gluten. So something we battle all the time. Is some areas are obviously easier to travel than others. But
well, you know, I tell people I don't envy her for being gluten intolerant. Please, but you know what? She'll be healthier than most people.
Yeah,
she will. I mean, again, I don't wish that on anybody. I'm not. I choose to be gluten free. So I would love to go around with her and eat with her, because I would be eating the same thing she's eating. And she, in the long run, will, I believe, be healthier than people that eat all the gluten.
I agree. There's been a lot of conversations, at least not a lot, but things that I've read about different strains of gluten, whether it's gluten in the United States versus gluten in Europe, and how that's actually processed and things of that nature. Have you done any research or reading on that?
Yes, I have. In fact, I travel to Europe on my off season every year, and I frequent different restaurants, and I frequent different. It's amazing. And again, I don't know if I get in trouble with mentioning people. There's not a Monsanto in Europe.
Yeah.
They don't cook with preservatives. They don't cook with gluten. They don't cook with GMOs. They don't spray. They don't pesticide their plants, and they don't do the same things we do over here. We've got the greatest country in the world. We live in the greatest country in the world, and our food intake and our processed food intake is by far worse than probably any other nation in the world. And I'm not going to get into government. I'm not going to get into all that right here with you. But I don't know why they allow it. And people have gone in front of Congress and gone in front of the government and said, why are you at least allow people to know what is GMO or what is gluten? And so when I've gone over to Europe, they cook the oils and the coconut oils and upon which they cook their foods with in restaurants. It's like the way we used to cook back 30, 40 years ago. And their breads and their yeast and their flours and they just, you know, they don't know what GMO means. Isn't that a wonderful thing? They have no idea. So, and I'm being facetious to a certain point. Some of it is, but for the most part, when we eat over there, it's so much healthier. We can feel it in our system, our digestive tract. We can feel it when we eat the next day. So, yes, I have. I'd like to know exactly who to research with when I go over to Europe, because I'm interested. In fact, I'm already getting my product over to Europe. They love organic product. They love gluten-free product. They love non-GMO product, especially if it comes from the United States. So that's something that I'm pursuing, you know, vehemently, because they're on the same page that you and I are.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. Well, tell me, when you're thinking about, you know, being an official and being on the road for, you know, almost all the time, right? So you're on the road over 300 days a year, it sounds like. So with that being said, how do you start the concept of like, hey, I'm going to start my own bar company? Because that sounds like such a monster to tackle.
Well, I started with, initially I started with an energy shot, but I got away from that, but it's coming. Mm-hmm. Because I don't like the connotation of energy shot. That's misleading to people, because and a lot of the energy shots on the market now, in fact, most of them are extremely unhealthy for you. Mm-hmm. So I segue back into, I want to do organic. I want to do product that's healthy for people. And protein is huge now. I mean, good, healthy protein is huge for people. So I've been eating all these bars in locker rooms for 40 years. And I'm thinking, you know, I'm eating this healthy bar, and again, I won't mention names, but I'm eating this healthy bar, and I'm thinking, well, and then when I started to read the label, I tell people, read the label. Don't be stupid like I was for all these years. And when you read what's actually in these bars, you go, oh my gosh, the sugar intake, the glucose, the fructose corn syrups, the GMOs, the glutens, the sucralose, what's in these bars are not at all healthy for you. And they tell you that they are. So I said, well, why don't you put your money where your mouth is? So I took a lot of my investments and I invested in this company. I have a lot of my money in this, and I'm going to create something that's healthy. So I started with, meeting with the health, the Nutri-Shops and the different vitamin worlds, the different health and all the workout facilities. And, I started with trying to make something for them. I've got other things that are coming that are 100% organic, that are, extremely healthy, very little of any sugar. I believe in stevia from the stevia plant. And so I started creating bars, and then I've got a collagen protein shop that's coming within 60 days. I've got other organic products. I want to create powders that are actually, it's my world. This is the world that you and I are in. And so I'm starting with this, and I've had phenomenal feedback from a lot of the seminars and a lot of the shows that I've gone to, that people have said, we've never seen this. I said, just read the bar. Now read it. Read what's in my bar. People think like fat is unhealthy. No, fat is extremely healthy for you if it's good fat. I always tell people, would you rather have 17 grams of organic fat or 5 grams of horrible fat? Well, you answer the question for yourself. So the calories, no, calories are not bad for you. Calories are actually good for you if they're good calories. So I've learned so much, and I've still got a heck of a lot. I've still got a lot more to learn. But so I'm actually formulating with doctors, with formulators, with my wife. We're formulating what exactly, I know what's in my bar. Everything that's in my bar, I know why it's in there. So I beg people, if it's not my bar, make it be something else. Read what you're putting in your system. You'd be surprised sometime. It might scare the hell out of you.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Reading labels has been so convoluted these days because there's so many hidden names and names changing, and there's no truth in those advertising.
Absolutely. And again, we're not going to get into that, but I would love to. When I speak in front of people, I do. Yep. I tell them I'm not going to pull punches. I'm going to tell it the way it is. And if I tell people, bring your bar along with my bar. Let's just compare. Let's talk about it, because there's other good bars out there. Absolutely. And I promote organic, and I promote vegan. I promote healthy products. I promote healthy farmers. I think that's great. They're trying to make an impact positively on this culture, as opposed to creating things that that's what got me so. All these people that say it's healthy, and you already said it. It's so full of baloney. It's not at all. And people are being buffalo, just like they are in so many aspects of this world today. Mm-hmm. And I said, I'm going to create something. Now let's turn around. I'll explain everything that's in there, why it's in there, why it's organic, what it means, and why it's healthy for you. So that's why I started it. There's many more things coming, and and it also leads into my. It's a lifestyle. It feeds into working out, eating right, living right, treating people right, being a decent human being. It all ties in. I think so.
I'm with you.
I do the best I can. I'm no angel, but I'm trying. So.
Aren't we all? Good for you. Yeah. So when I think about, my background's been fitness for over 20 years, but also marketing. And I look at something that you're doing. It seems like every year a big major player in the nutraceuticals industry gets sued by lying on their label about what ingredients they have or something like that. And they take that lawsuit that they have to pay, and they cover that as a marketing expense, and they just keep doing what they're doing and turning. How does somebody like you that's really out there trying to advocate for a healthier lifestyle and doing it the right ways compete against those guys?
I don't know. If you've got any answers, you know what? I'd love to hear them. You're so right. And it's something that I deal with. But, you either sell out or you don't.
Yep.
My first bars that I put out, the 6 bars were 70% organic. And the only thing that wasn't organic in it is some of the whey protein. It's the healthiest whey protein possible. A lot of my protein in that bar is organic. The whey protein, because the bodybuilders, they wanted whey protein. Yep. The next organic bars I come up with are not going to have whey protein. They're going to have pea and hemp and different seeds and different nuts and to make up that that same amount of protein, but it's going to be 100% organic. That would probably be for somebody like me and you, although I do weight train. I'm not a bodybuilder. But I get frustrated all the time. I tell my people, why do I have to put that on the bar when that guy doesn't put that on the bar, and he either doesn't get pulled in, on the red carpet, or else he uses it as I don't know, but that's why I try to educate people. I tell people, don't you be fooled. They're fooling you. Sooner or later, it's going to catch up with them, and sooner or later, their product's going to be in the toilet. And I think the more people like you and me talk like we are, it's going to educate people, and people are going to say, you know what, let me really look at this bar. Is it really what it says it is? Let me look at I see people in stores actually have 2 bars in their hand. They're actually comparing them. I think that's great. Now, the most important thing is it better taste good.
Yeah.
And I think my bars taste tremendous. Everybody thought, and they were right. Years ago, organic products tasted like cardboard, and they were right. Yeah. And so, now but we're past that now. Now you've got the erythritol, you've got the stevias, you've got the sweeteners that are healthy and organic that can bring that taste to you and still be healthy. So there's a lot of things that have changed in the organic world, and it's getting better all the time. But I tell people, just study, read. Don't be fooled. Don't believe what you read. I believe so little of what I read nowadays. And like, if somebody listens to this interview, go look at it for yourself. Go get a book. And if people do, and a lot more people are, they're just gonna stop buying that product, and that person that's doing what you just alluded to is going to end up not being successful.
I certainly hope so.
Me too.
And sometimes I forget, at least for me, because I've been in the industry for so long, is I forget what people don't know. And you always have new people coming up in the fitness and health lifestyle that just haven't been educated at these basics that, you and I might take for granted here.
Well, like I tell people, before carbs were supposed to be the end thing, or first they were good, then they were bad. Then it was, calories are good, then fat, like the ketogenic diet now. I mean, it's one of the toughest diets. It's one of the most real physical. It's the real deal. It's not a diet that you lose all this weight and then probably 2 months later you're going to put it right back up. Oh no. If you stick with it, and what do you eat? All fat. The entire diet is nothing but eating fat. So how can somebody look me in the eye and say, well, fat is bad? No, fat is actually healthy for you if it's good, clean fat. So people in the industry are learning. Doctors are learning. I don't know that I necessarily believe doctors. I believe nutritionists, people that study what you and I are talking about right now. They know the real deal. Doctors, again, they believe a lot what they read, what they hear from the pharmacists, what they hear from the nutritionists. I understand that. They're trained in other fields. But no, it's people, they're just so misled. They believe what they want to believe. And, I'm not saying this negatively, and I don't think I get in trouble for saying this. Snickers used to be my favorite bar. I love that. It's the best taste, one of the best tasting bars in the world. I just don't choose to eat that anymore. Period.
Yeah, no, it's a choice, and it is the education, like you said, and you mentioned. Ketogenic diets have been around for a long time, and that's exactly what they used to put people with diabetes and obesity on.
Yes.
Their blood sugar down and get them stabilized, and kind of the underground bodybuilding world, as it tends to do, have been using them for a long time to get those, lean, athletic-looking bodies, and now we're trying to see that energy transfer coming through to the population, which is great to hear.
You're right on. You're absolutely correct. And I don't try to scare people. I say, what do you think the number one cause of my mother died of dementia / Alzheimer's, and that's another reason that got me into this. Pretty heavy is that she cooked. I just try to realize what made my mom acquire that. Do you know what the largest cause, one of, if not the largest cause of dementia / Alzheimer's is?
No.
Sugar.
Huh.
Sugar intake. Sugar. Yeah. When are people going to get it? And fake sugars are, it's the worst thing you can put in your body. Yeah. And all these diet pops and all sodas and all these, whenever it says sugar-free or fat-free, don't eat it. That's what don't eat it. What are the largest causes of cancer, largest causes of Alzheimer's, largest cause of diabetes? Sugar. To me, sugar that's the worst thing you can put in your body. Now there's healthier, there's healthy sweeteners, there's healthy, organic, natural, like fruits. There's things that you can eat that get that dates. There's things that you can eat that give you that same, but the sucralose and the fake sugars. Oh my gosh. They were outlawed years ago, and then somehow Government passed them, and here we are. So if people only knew what, now again, they say, well, you got to put, the equivalent of, 3 cupfuls in a day. Well, I don't believe all that. I mean, it may take a while, but sooner or later it's going to get to you. So again, I tell people, just read, study. What is causing illnesses nowadays? Think about it. What is causing illnesses? And if you read and study, I can send you articles right now, and it'll tell you what causes, cancers, and what causes diabetes, and what causes, dementia. I know what causes them.
Yeah, no, you couldn't be more right. I mean, I know there's so many studies that I would read as a researcher to see, sugar, cancer feeds off sugar. I know they've done studies that show that sugar actually hits the same receptors in the brain as cocaine for that stimulation, constantly wanting more.
And that's another thing. People think that when you eat, it all goes down. Don't they realize a lot of it goes up, and it all causes problems with your brain? You're so right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Well, so I'm out of curiosity, has this passion carried over to your colleagues? Are you pulling people on the road aside and talking to them, or with players?
I talk about it a lot, and they kid with me, make fun of me, joke with me, and I love it. Don't get me wrong, I love it, especially the young guys and the older guys too. Especially they have a lot of, and I love it. They're a great group of guys, and we have a lot. I eat a lot of the room chicken Caesar salads, and they make fun of me because I eat a lot of chicken. Well, I eat a lot of chicken Caesar salads because what that means is in that restaurant that was probably about as good as you were going to get.
Yeah,
that was probably it. And I do talk to them, and I do. And there are a couple guys, like I carry a little bottle of stevia on the road with me. That little, and I put it and that's what I sweeten my teas and my grapefruits and my whatever, and there are actually a couple guys now who have actually read up on stevia. It's probably the healthiest sweetener in the world. It's the lowest on the glycemic level. So, I mean, it's actually healthy for your heart. I mean, it's good for you. I mean, and so they're actually carrying little bottles around with them now. And so I joke with them. And one guy called me up the other day. He says, Ken, I saw that article. I just watched an article on the farmers, and it was an article it was a video, on GMO and gluten. He says, you know what, I can't believe what I read. I can't believe what's really in our food, what processed food, what it really means. And he says, you know what, I'm going to see to it my kids don't eat the same way I eat. And, that's, so, you're not going to get everybody, but I mean, the people that are, I just look at the people that are working out, the people that are in all these athletic facilities, and I go in them, and the athletic facilities are promoting good health and promoting working out. And then they got, can I say the word shit? Well, anyway, they got stuff on their counters that I don't know why, because you're promoting health out there with all those wonderful machines and all those great trainers and all those, physical therapists, and then you tell people, now I want you to eat this. It's hypocrisy. And so hopefully they'll learn too, and they'll learn that it's not all about the buck. It's about, educating people so that you're putting something in their system that is correlates with what you're trying to do with your facility. So anyway, I could talk about that for a week too.
Well, it's excellent. I think it holds to a point that I always talk about is sports and fitness and health could be two different things, and they have been for so long. And it seems to be almost like a coming together of consciousness where you're seeing healthcare practitioners, fitness people coming together and saying fitness and health should and could go side to side. And it's people like you that are carving that way. So I appreciate that.
You're right again. I mean, I'm starting to get to some of the trainers and starting to get to some of the and trainers in locker rooms of where I work, the NBA. And I said, why do you have this here? You got to be kidding me. Well, it was free, or somebody was promoting it. Yep. I said, well, you're a hypocrite. Who is your nutritionist? I like to talk with you. And we laugh and we joke and we make fun, but I'm very serious about, I'm not just necessarily saying promote what I'm doing, but promote something that's healthy for the greatest athletes in the world should be walking out of the locker room eating something healthy, not something that has 25 grams of sugar, and it was free. So again, it's just, some people are more passionate about it than others. And I think you're right. When we get them both together, products like mine will flourish because people will realize the importance of them.
I hope so. I mean, I think a lot of people watching this don't realize that some of these, and I'm thinking of the largest in my mind, supplement chain that's out there that your average person walks into in the mall. The employees are incentivized to sell certain products per month. They get a kickback and a commission based on what's moving or what the reps want them to move rather than what's actually healthy.
That's right. And I'm meeting with some of those exact people that I know you're talking about. And I say to them, when are you going to stop being a hypocrite? I don't really care if I get my product in your store. Mm-hmm. I really don't give a shit. I mean, the point is that are you actually going to promote what you say, or is it about the buck? Because sooner or later, it's coming. Last year, I think GMO was up 26%.
Wow.
It was up 28%. It's coming. It's coming. And people I met with a chain the other day, and I told them kind of like the same thing we're talking about. And after I said, I really don't care. I said, why don't you tell me why you should have my products in your store? He looked at me like I had, wait a minute now, you're supposed to be begging me to get in your store. I said, no, you tell me why I should let you have my product in your store. And I said, and then I went into telling him just what you and I, and at the end he said, you know what? You're right. We've done the marketing. We understand women are the ones who buy most of the product, and they care, and they're reading, and they're becoming educated. And so, he sees it. And so, thank goodness I'm in his store. And so, but he gets it, and he knows it's coming. It's just, they all want you to market the product and how many you're selling at other stores. I said, well, I'm kind of a newer startup company. It's just starting to go nationwide. But I mean, how does other products start? You got to get them on your shelf to sell. And a lot of them are just worried about the almighty buck. But sooner or later, I think it's going to come to backfire. I think if it continues to grow the way it is, the healthy, the people that are becoming fit, the word organic it actually tastes good. I think I think we're going to be all right. I think I got it on the crux of it, on the cusp of it, and I think it's. I know I'm proud of it. I'm not changing, and it's the way I want to be.
Well, good for you. I know the big change is when I saw organic in Walmart, and I knew that's when you could tell the industry was changing, and they were seeing the writing on the wall and getting after it.
Yeah, well, Walmart and Target came to the other day. Target, I think, I've always thought was a wonderful store. It's kind of started up. I mean, it was with the Dayton chain, which was primarily Minnesota, which I'm from. And so all the Target, the buyer from Target actually came to me and said, you know what, I see what you're doing. I know what you're doing. And they want to start a organic, healthier section in every one of their stores. And they want my products in their store. I said, I want to be with you. I mean, somebody that's really serious about what they're doing, I want to be with you. Somebody that's just, they're going to take me to make me happy and put me in the, lower shelf behind aisle number 925. Thank you. But, I want you to be on the same page as me, and the Targets are doing it. And I praise the Walmarts for doing it. And so if they're serious about it, fine. But I'm really adamant. If you're not, I really don't care. I mean, if I don't get in your store, I don't care. If you don't think the same way I do, then I don't want to sell in your store because you're not going to be promoting it anyway. You're going to be selling something else that I'm totally against. And so, no, it's you're right. I praise Walmart, and Target's doing the same thing. And there's a lot of other stores that are the GNCs are starting to come on board, and a lot of the good stores are starting to get it. And because you know what? People are getting it.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Kenny, you've been so gracious with your time. I know how busy you are, and you get these rare opportunities to be with your family. So thank you. For those watching us now, where can they find more information about you, and where can they pick up the bars?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I back in Minnesota, I'm in the all the Super America stores were the ones who kind of helped me start. They believed in me right away, and they took a chance on me, and I'm doing real well with them. All the Kowalskis, some of the Cubs stores. Now I just got into Holiday. Holiday was the man, the buyer, great young kid. I'm in all 7-Eleven. I just signed a contract with all the stores nationwide with all the 7-Elevens, and this guy with 7-Eleven, he's unbelievable. He gets it. I'm in all the H-E-B grocery stores. I just met with Albertsons. I'm in all the Albertsons stores. So it's really starting to take off. And again, I'm meeting with GNC. It's just Vitamin Worlds, the NutriShops. NutriShop was big. They came to me and they helped me get overseas. So it's just starting to come. It's just, it's a lot of paperwork and getting with all the distributors, making room on the shelves. But there's a lot of people through a lot of the workshops we've gone to and a lot of the seminars we've gone to that, if you show a good product, people are, I think, gonna go after it. Again, it's got to taste good, and I think I just ask people, try them once. If you don't like them, then don't eat another one. But they taste good. But no, I'm getting nationwide, so it's I'm in several stores now. But the stores I just mentioned, I will be in by the first of the year, and or the first quarter, which is January of 2017. And I just ask people to try them, and if they like them, fine. If not, tell me why.
I think that's fantastic. I think that's fair. And you also have a website, which is, I'm looking at on my other screen, which is mauersportsnutrition.com, right?
Yeah, that'll show you the bars we already have out, and you can buy them online. And then here comes the shot. I'm getting ready to put out it's called a weight loss bar, but it's going to be an organic weight loss bar. I know you're looking at me thinking, what? Well, the Sevitol is a coffee, extract that actually curbs your weight. It's natural. It's healthy. It's natural. And it helps you curb your metabolism, your weight loss, your appetite. Well, I'm incorporating that in a completely organic bar. So I'm calling it a weight management bar. It's not a weight loss bar. You have to work hard and lose weight. But the flavors are tremendous. They taste like candy bars, and yet they're 100% organic, and it's going to be healthy for people who actually want to have a bar, but yet at the same time are working on managing their weight. So things like that are coming. I'm trying to be creative, but at the same time, I want it to be organic, and I always want it to be healthy first.
That's awesome. Well, thanks again for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you. I hope to do it again. And thanks for taking the time with me. I know you're busy too.
Yeah, we'll definitely have you back on.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.